Alright, motherfuckers, we back for the first time. This is your host, X, and this is the 2 Cent You Call It podcast. I am with my co-host, Dub. Dub, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people?
What's going on, everybody out there? Welcome to the first installment, the first episode of the 2 Cent You Call It podcast. We are happy to finally be here, happy to finally get this off
Yes, indeed.
the ground, man. We thank everybody for listening in and welcome to this podcast.
Definitely. All right, wow. So, why don't you go ahead and describe yourself on your OnlyFans page or whatever?
Shout out, follow. Dub here, 30-year-old, native of Dallas, Texas. That's pretty much me.
Pretty much it. Okay, I'll go ahead and do the same. And first and foremost, fuck you out because I know you about to say some shit when I get my introduction. Excuse me, Dub. My name is X. Originally from Monroe, Louisiana.
He from Dallas,
but I grew up in Dallas for the most part. But I got my Louisiana roots. And if you know anybody that's from Louisiana and they moved to Dallas, they are not gonna tell you that they from Dallas. No
he
matter
from Dallas.
how long the fuck they been here. So fuck you all again. Anyway, so why you want to give a you like to lie, so I'll tell the people how we met. So when I met Walt, he was just a young man struggling down on his luck, living on the street. And I said, young man, do you need something? And he said, yes, sir. I have no direction. I'm looking for a mentor.
All right, so fuck all that, because he big capping. When I think, let's see, how long have we known each other? It's at this point, it's 8,
2013,
13, huh?
Yes, it's 2013.
So about 8 years, almost 8 years. Man,
Well, a
time.
little bit over 8 years because it was in January when I first met you.
Yeah, time is flying by.
Yeah. Martin Luther King parade.
Yeah, January 2013?
Yep.
I had just graduated college. Shout out to HBCUs out there. I just graduated college, fall 12. Moved back, to Dallas and, trying to kick things off, get things off the ground for my life. And, before I joined my fraternity, I met Xavier, and he was actually in the fraternity already. And he was still in college. So...
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so we linked up while I was trying to get into fraternity, and the rest is history.
Yeah, man. This is definitely a good brother. He's like one of my closest friends. I definitely consider him as a brother. We ain't gonna get sentimental and shit on here. But it is what it is. So if you see me, you probably see Walt somewhere around across the room. Trying to hold his laughter because I'm saying some slick shit.
Yeah, we always clowning, which is exactly what we gonna do on the podcast. So just be ready for a lot of laughs. This podcast for us has been in the works, hasn't it?
Yeah. So at first it started off with X. You need to do a podcast. I'm like, nah, I'm all right. And then Walt kept on saying it. And he said, hey, I'll do it with you. And I was like, all right, Doug. And then from there it was probably like another year.
Yeah, like I think we literally were probably talking about this going right, maybe right after the pandemic hit. I think we had been talking about it. So that was what, March of last year.
Yeah, that's right when everything started.
Yeah, and X was like, man, we're gonna do this podcast, and he just kept. For everybody that don't know me out there, I work like all the time. I'm always at work.
Motherfucker works too damn much.
I'm always at work. So X been hit me up. He's like, man, when we gonna do this podcast, man? When we gonna do this podcast? I'm like, all right, we gonna do it. It sound good. Sound fun, man. And a year passed by. Shit. And 2 or 3 weeks ago, he hit me up and was like, hey, are we doing this or what? And I was like, all right, bro, let's do it. You know, so we started then, and we was like, all right, well, you know, what are we gonna call this podcast, and what are we gonna do? So
That took another fucking 5 months
yeah.
right there.
So X, how did we come up with the 2 Cent You Call It podcast?
Okay, so 2 Cent You Call It. For anybody that's familiar with the alcohol and going to the bar, they have certain bars that you go to certain nights where it's probably like a $5 you call it. So whatever you want, you call it. The bartender gives it to you. It's set at that price. But leading up to that, we had a bunch of names that we would try to go with. What we had? We had Sit Down with Some Brown.
We had Deuces Wild.
Deuces Wild. That ended up being taken.
Yeah, man. So everybody out here got podcasts, man, but nobody out here got podcasts.
Exactly. It's nobody that you know, but it's a whole bunch of motherfuckers out here.
Man, it's like all the names were taken. We thought about doing the Whiskey Lounge. That was taken.
Yeah.
We talking about doing Deuces Wild. That was taken.
We talking about doing Yak Yak. That wasn't taken, but we didn't go with it.
Yeah, nah, we wasn't going with Yak Yak. But yeah, we thought about, you know, we polled some more followers out there. We got a couple already, but yeah, we ended up coming up with, you know, 2 Cent You Call It. So this is just gonna be us, you know, drinking and laughing and talking with y'all. That's
definitely. Because we wanted to do something that went around just drinking and just having good conversation. And we went back and forth because Dub is a whiskey connoisseur. I'm a cognac connoisseur, and he just really wanted to have whiskey in there. And I was like, okay, if we've had people on, they gotta have whiskey. And he was like, nah, you drink whatever you want. And I was like, all right, well, let's try to do something else. And then we thought about Sit Down with Some Brown. And I was like, well, you know, everybody don't drink brown and stuff like that. So.
And then Sit Down with Some Brown, it sounds like you about to sit down with your grandpappy, and we gonna sit down and drink.
Get some old wisdom. Shout out to Bernie.
Oh man, we'll tell y'all about that story a little later.
Definitely, man. We met a lot of good brothers in the time that we've known each other.
For sure. A lot of good people, man. You know, we're all about, you know, meeting people and having fun. So anytime you get around us, it's definitely gonna be a good time. But as far as the 2 cents, we gonna have, you know, something out there for you to drink. X, what are you sipping on today?
Today, I'm trying out this new cognac that I bought probably about a week ago. Grand Domains Cognac XO. It's actually really smooth. This might take my number one spot if this shit wasn't so damn expensive all the time. I forgot how much. I think it's probably about 80. Probably between 60 or 80. Got it from Total Wine. That's the last time I'm getting Total Wine free press. If y'all want to be sponsors of the podcast, I'll send you a contract over.
You can get monetized.
Yes. What you drinking over there, Watt?
So if you know me, or as you get to know me, you'll know that my thing is usually whiskey and ginger ale. I'm always drinking some whiskey and ginger ale, only because the ginger ale knocks the toast off as far as my stomach hurting, man. So I'm always getting the
toast off.
I'm always getting a splash of ginger ale, but I am drinking Foolproof 1792. Now this is just like you said about the cognac. It's actually a pretty smooth whiskey, but it's a very strong whiskey. It's it hits you pretty quickly. So it's one of them. For all my whiskey drinkers out there, it's a nice one.
So y'all are drinking with us. So as you see, we get a lot more reckless with our tongues. It's because we've been drinking as we're talking. And that's what we really want this podcast to be, you know, just inviting y'all into our friendship, and kind of just sitting down and having those conversations with us, you know, and just having these libations and everything, just having a good time.
Yeah, so every time you think of the 2 Cent You Call It podcast and you decide you're ready to, you know, take on another episode, just pour you up something in your glass and sit down with us. We gonna go through a few different things, man.
Definitely. Okay, so when we thought of this podcast, I don't think we really truly had a direction of going, but we just kind of sat back and kind of watched some other podcasts and kind of picked apart and what we wanted to do. Matter of fact, Walt said he wasn't. Dub said he wasn't.
Keep messing up that name, man. Keep messing up that name. It's all good.
It's your full government. So, but Dub said he wasn't a big podcast listener and stuff like that. But I put him onto a podcast that kind of reminded him of our friendship. So we're going to kind of use that template. But it's really a podcast about nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if you tune in with us, man, we gonna range on a wide list of topics, going from sports to music. We like movies and TV shows. We talk a little bit about relationships in there, to travel, to current events. I mean, anything that's under the sun. I mean, this is literally us just sitting and talking how we normally would. So anything and everything is on the plate. Nothing's off limits. And
definitely. So you call it 2 cent. You call it.
You call it. This is just how we rock. But man, how has your week been, man? What you been up to this week?
This week. Whew.
Well, you just had today. You just had your brother's,
engagement party. That was interesting. Okay, so let me tell you this. All right, so in the household I grew up in, I have an older sister and a younger brother. Middle child syndrome.
Middle child syndrome. That's That's actually one of the big things that X and I kind of correlate or relate on. Not correlate.
It's one of them words.
That's one thing we relate on. We were both middle children, so we both got middle child syndrome. But yeah, go ahead and tell us about the story.
So, all right. I pull up to the house. They're doing it at my brother's fiance's house. Just to preface this, my brother's fiance is white.
Never mind. I was about to make a Kevin Hart reference, but I don't think we gonna ease on into this podcast. We ain't gonna go full force.
We ain't trying to get canceled on the first week. But okay, so I go into the house, lovely house. Ring the doorbell, ding dong, just very welcoming coming in and stuff like that. It's a difference because if I didn't know somebody and they walked up to my house, I'm still gonna give them a funny look. But they were very inviting and stuff. So I just introduced myself, say, "Hey, how you doing? My name's X. I'm Darren's older brother." So they bring me in, and I look around the room, and it's like, okay, it's a lot of people there, but it ain't a lot of people there. My folks hadn't showed up yet. You know, we like to be.
Oh man, so you wait. See, I hate when I show up and I'm showing up to an event that ain't my event, or I don't know a lot of people at the event, and the people that I'm showing up to be there with are not there.
Okay, so let me preface this. Okay, so I get there, introduce myself to the people of the house. My mom's there, my aunt's there, and her husband's there.
Okay.
These are the brown spots in the house.
Shout out to Mama X. I love her.
And then my brother's there with his fiance. So already it's like, you know, you wanna do the best. So people calling me. I called you 12 hours ago, and now you want to call me. Anyway, so I'm catching up with them and everything like that. So it's doing the noon. More people start coming in. It's just get lighter and lighter in the room. So, you know, we ain't always the most comfortable and stuff like that. But growing up around Dallas and Garland, it's a melting pot. So you kind of just learn to kind of deal with that stuff. But I will say, our brothers of the lighter hue, they definitely don't believe in personal space.
Not at all.
As much as we do. So those conversations get like really tight, and you like trying to back up, but they won't let you back up because they keep moving forward, or they hold your head a little bit too long, and you like, okay, yeah, stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, you always find something in the common ground. I definitely think that's something that we can learn from, especially these days that we do have common ground. But I don't know. It was a nice little fun time. Later on, a lot of my family started coming in and stuff like that, so they're more interested in meeting more of our family. They haven't. Well, his fiance hasn't had a chance to go down to Louisiana yet and meet, that side of the family. So that it should be really interesting, especially when they come down for the wedding. So we shall see how that goes. But other than that, that's all I did today. But it definitely was an experience. I definitely enjoyed it. I love. As you know, I'm the type of motherfucker that be dreaming about marriage after 2 seconds of beating a woman and shit.
To speak on that, when it comes down to that, we are like polar opposites.
Definitely.
Like X is in love with the thought of love, and I'm just like,
Like, fuck all that shit.
like I can leave it, man. I can leave it. I think that's one thing about this friendship is we have so many different dynamics to it, and we agree on a lot of stuff, but we disagree on a lot of stuff too. And I think what makes it a lot of stuff. I think what makes it solid though is that we understand that we disagree on it, and we don't let that I guess blow up into something different. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We can disagree and we can move on from the subject.
Definitely. And we talked about that is when we started doing, we thought about doing this and thinking about if this thing gets bigger or if we have a disagreement, coming to the understanding that it won't ruin the friendship, better yet the brotherhood between us, because hey, we know how to disagree and move on about it and be on about our way. Fuck you, fuck me, and, all right, so fuck me, huh? And then next week we'll be good with shit. Not even next week. Couple hours we'll be good.
Yeah. So what else? How was the rest of the week, man? That was today. How was it? Well, we went out last night, huh?
Yeah. So anyway, shout out to kinfolk that left us deserted again.
Again. First of all, let me tell y'all. One thing that I hope y'all never do, okay, is when you go out with somebody and y'all out together as a group, you know how you got that one friend that always, just takes the call, or y'all sitting at the table and one friend will hold a full conversation on the phone while y'all sitting there and you be like, hey, who is here together? Did you come out or no? Don't be that friend. Don't be that. Nah, but shout out. That's a good friend though. That's a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went out. Yesterday to one of our favorite spots. Shout out to Blend's Daiquiri Lounge.
In Carrollton, Texas.
Man, we got a lot of shout outs. We're gonna have to start charging for these.
People that stuff. We can do it for free.
But yeah, shout out to black owned businesses, Blend's Daiquiri Lounge. But it's one of the spots we always go to. And we just kind of decided to link up, kick it, get some daiquiris. Watched the Mavs game last night, which was a good game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm getting closer to my additional $20 that we put on the line on that one.
Yeah, so
let's go Clippers.
Oh man. So I'm a Mavericks fan, you know what I'm saying? Born and raised Dallas boy. And we bet on that game, but I think we gonna pull it out in 7. We should have pulled it out last night, but
I don't know.
But
I want to know already. You bet on the King. King took his ass home.
Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to... Shout out to LeBron James. But, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But, yeah, I think we're going to take it in 7. In this series, no team has won at home. So...
That's true.
We've gotten 2. So,
y'all got the last game in L.A., so...
Yeah, we've gotten 3 in L.A. They've gotten 3 in Dallas. And the last one is in L.A., so... I'm a bet on Luka. I'm a bet on Luka. Game 7.
Yeah.
He the truth. Don't play that young man. He the truth. He the truth. But yeah, so we went out, watched the game, had a couple of drinks. And that was about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, though.
Oh, we met Taraji P. She was in the she had on our costume from Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, we did not meet the real. We did not meet the real Taraji P. Henson, even though I would love to meet the real Taraji P. Henson. But we did not meet the real Taraji P. Henson. Henson.
He got that drink slur. Taraji P. Henson. Boing boing.
I'll leave. But nah, we did, man. We saw this one young lady last night, and she looked like the Suge version of Taraji P. You know, if anybody's not familiar with Suge, it's the Taraji P. Henson character on Hustle and Flow, and you know it's hard out here for you know. She definitely looked like she had a box fan in the car, and she was ready to record. But yeah, shout out to Taraji. I'm trying to meet Taraji though, for real. Man. If you ever hear this podcast, just go and drop it in the comments. But yeah, other than that, man, the week was, you know, same old work as usual every day.
How many hours you work this week?
This week,
too damn many.
This week was 60 hours, and I end tomorrow with another.
This man is working his soul away.
I work
you
another.
Step in and take over the kingdom.
Please.
He's talking to you. You know who I'm talking about.
Man, I was through this microphone and shit. No, yeah, work, don't stop. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, speaking of going out and everything, are we still in the pandemic?
Well, according to me, we are.
Is Corona still a thing?
But according to you, that shit's over. I just saw somebody on Facebook the other day say they had Corona. I was like, God damn.
I don't know, man. You know, well, first of all, Texas has said that Corona is over.
Texas said Corona was over before Corona started.
When I tell you,
Houston
man,
said that shit for real. They said we out here.
When I tell y'all, man, Deep LMB.
Shout out to Houston. And my ex-girlfriend.
Fuck Houston. Nah, just playing.
My ex-girlfriend is from Houston. This one's for you, baby.
So we gonna do, you gonna pick her back up on the podcast?
Yeah, man, I'm bare my soul.
This is for you. You. My number one. Stop.
Spotlight.
All right.
Big stick.
But yeah.
Panties went out there. This shit is going a lot smoother than I thought it would go.
Yeah, man, let me tell you. The way we've been talking, and I think it's the biggest thing about it is we just said, you know, the mics are not here. By the way, the first couple of episodes, you know, first 5 or 6 are going to be complete audio for us. But eventually, we're going to give y'all some visual content out there.
I got to go get a new light because I broke that shit straight out the fucking box.
Yeah, I told y'all that a couple of weeks ago, you know, we started buying everything for the podcast, and you know, we sitting there testing everything out. This nut pulls the ring light because, you know, we trying to get the lighting ready. He pulls the light out of the box, tries to put it together, and as soon as he tries to put it together, he breaks it. I mean, we had literally just come from the store buying that light about 30 minutes before he broke it. And I said, oh, well.
Because we had a conversation because you said you was going to get yours offline. I said, all right.
Shout out to Amazon. This is a lot of shout outs. But shout out, let me tell you. Let me tell y'all. That's another thing that me and X are polar opposites on. X will walk into a store and buy the entire store and don't need it.
Support your small businesses.
He will buy. Let me tell you, X. I'm talking about. It's so much stuff at X Spot that he don't need.
Let me tell you, I need everything.
He's a hoarder
in that bitch.
Yo, he's a hoarder.
I need everything.
I'm the opposite, man. Going into the store gives me anxiety because I turn into a big kid, man. I will spend my entire paycheck in the store.
He won't.
I go to Walmart.
I tried to get this dude to buy a damn Surface Pen, and he was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna get it."
I'm not gonna use it. Why would I buy something? That's you. That's you. You buy all this unnecessary stuff. Let me tell you.
You work 12,000 hours a week. You got it. Ball out.
Just because I got it don't mean that I got to spend it everywhere.
Let me tell you, Dub is trying to buy 2 mansions, 6 Lamborghinis, have 12 wives by the time that he is 36 and be retired. So he's working himself to death. And I tell you every week.
This guy says 12 wives. This guy said 12 wives. But hey, real friends though, real friends. Let me tell you, X is one of my closest friends, and he will tell me, check on your friends every now and again. He will tell me when he sees me doing too much. I'm a person that I will take on too much at one time, and my schedule will be completely booked. And people don't believe me when I tell them this. And then I actually have to show people my calendar sometimes to let them see everything that's on my calendar. But X is one of them people that will say, hey, you doing too much. You need to slow down. And sometimes you just need that. Like sometimes you need somebody else to be like, hey, all right, now you're doing a little too much. But back to the story. I'm an Amazon person. I do not like to shop, and this is for everything. This is for anything that you can get in the house. This is for clothes. This is for everything.
You go down the street.
I do not like to go to the store. I will Amazon everything.
Shout out to y'all, everybody that was buying that damn massage gun off of Amazon.
They stole it from you.
Nah, I had already got mine. I went to the store. I went to TJ Maxx. I didn't know TJ Maxx was still open, but there's one over there close to me. And I went in there. I said, okay, let me go ahead and get this.
Yeah, nah, but I
don't
will
use that shit either.
I will get everything off Amazon. And Prime has saved me multiple times. I need something tomorrow. I will order it today, and it will be here tomorrow. As long as, my yard man don't take nothing off my porch.
So you ain't tipping good enough. This is my tip today.
It's okay, because I got that doorbell camera. I see everything that come on my porch. But yeah, man. So this podcast has been in the making, and everything that we got as far as to make the podcast, he bought it in store, and I bought it on Amazon, because that's just what I do.
Well, technically, hold on, let me look. Yeah, I did buy everything. Yeah. Well, except for my microphone.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how we going.
So glad we ain't got video right now. Cause this yellow motherfucker is trying to tell me something I do not know.
I was checking the time.
I don't know. It's in seconds, and I don't feel like doing math right now.
We over here. We didn't keep track of what time we started. We don't know where we are. Oh, by the way, most of these, when we don't forget or we don't just get a little too gone on the drink, most of these will be an hour long, so you can enjoy happy hour with us. This is gonna be a happy hour segment. But back to the pandemic. So life after the pandemic. Let's not talk about during. Life after the pandemic, how has that been for you?
Life after the pandemic. It's been lonely. This one's for you. Down in DeSoto.
Oh, you know what?
And my kids, I miss y'all.
All right,
miss y'all. Daddy coming home. Daddy coming home. Nah, but I was in a relationship for a majority of the pandemic. That ended, and then I was all by my lonesome, and then the power went out, and I was by my lonesome in the dark, and cold and shivering.
Let's back up to that too, cause we gonna talk. Let's talk about it. and this fool was cold and shivering because he didn't want to leave the house. Like, I told him, all right, hey, I still got power.
It was.
I got everything.
A blizzard.
It had not yet become.
It was Arctic storm.
It had not yet become a blizzard.
What's that movie? The Day After Tomorrow. That's what it looked like in Dallas.
And if you remember, I drove to work. I had to go to work that day.
Nobody told you.
I didn't have a choice. So I drove to work that day. So if I drove to work and back home, you could have definitely drove to my house.
But it's heated inside the strip club, so you can slide down the poles.
This has been the truth. I'm not fooling with this. I'm not fooling with this guy. I'm not fooling with this guy. Something, yeah. He needs medication. I'm gonna check him in to a facility. I'm gonna check him into a facility because the guy but he let me tell you, he one of the people, and he told one of our other friends this, and I had to say, look at the pot calling that kettle black, because X is one of the people that like to suffer in silence. This motherfucker.
Oh, now I know what conversation you're talking about.
Yeah. This motherfucker sat in the house. How long was you without power? Like, it
was like
48, 64 hours?
It depends. You know, I'll be in there for like a day, and then it come on for 2 seconds, and then it go back off. So it's probably about 3 days that the power was on and off.
Yeah, so X lives in the actual city. I live on the outskirts. So, out here
where the deer and the antelope play.
Where the donkey shit in your yard. I live on the outskirts. So, doing what was they called it? What did they call it in Dallas? They called it the
Snowpocalypse.
Snowpocalypse. Doing Snowpocalypse.
Dalaska.
Yeah, that's what it was. Dalaska. Doing Dalaska, I never lost power. I had, running water, heat. I didn't have to worry about any pipes bursting, anything like that. And so I told this fool, when it first started, I said, hey, come over to the house. You know what I'm saying? I got plenty of extra room. You can come kick it here until, couldn't nobody else outside of, first responders go to work. So I said, you working from home anyway, come to the house and just ride it out here until, all the power comes back on in the city. This fool stays in his apartment. Not only does he stay in his apartment, he decides to do some wild ass shit.
Shit. I forgot about all that. Tell you, I ain't got no sense, y'all.
So tell the people what you decide to do in 8-degree weather.
I had to let the balls breathe. I had a little breathe. I went outside and jumped my patio and did a nice little run around in the snow with the frozen buns out.
This dumbass.
I had shoes on.
Decided to go streaking in the snow.
Yeah.
To come back.
Mom, I'm sorry if you're listening to this. Your baby boy.
To come back to an apartment with no power. Who does that?
No, I had power that time.
But it was going in and out, wasn't it?
No, it was on. It was on for that. I think this was before the power went out.
Oh, okay. This was when it first started to get bad.
Now, if I didn't have no heat to come back into, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't have happened.
I said, this dumbass waits until it is the coldest of the decade to run his ass outside, butterball, naked in the snow in his apartment complex.
Yeah. It was lots of fun. Y'all should try sometime. But just make sure nobody else outside because you don't want to catch no.
Because you will be on
case.
the registration.
Yeah.
You will be not within 100 yards
of any elementary school or high school, middle school. None of them. Maybe college. They might get you up out of there.
Please do not take that advice before you be registering every year on somebody's website.
Oh, watchdog.com. Y'all go look to see who in your neighborhood.
So yeah, that happened during the pandemic. That was one of the things. But we was talking about life. I guess we can go to life during the pandemic. So that happened during the pandemic. What else?
Still the pandemic. Well,
what is it?
See, Walk gonna be the one motherfucker to catch the shit. And he gonna be like, X, it's real out here. I'm like, yeah, I told your ass.
No, so Dalaska or Snowmageddon happened during the pandemic. What else happened during the pandemic?
Them folk got out to Washington D.C. and showed their whole ass during the pandemic.
Now, let me tell you. For everybody that saw that and thought that would be a good idea, that was the caucasity of them. Because
don't do that one.
Because if you're of a darker hue, skin tone, melanin, don't ever think that you're gonna be able to do anything.
Stick to the blocking the highways off. Don't run in no Capitol building. Don't run in no government building.
Yeah. Don't run into your local city hall.
Don't even go into the post office acting a fool. They'll get you up out of here.
Because that's not for us. That is definitely something that could have happened for them and still be protected because that would have been the gun line boss.
Yeah. Show them the gun line, boss.
Show them.
Tell them about the gun line, boss.
Tell them about the gun line, boss. Yeah, but that's definitely not something for us to do. What else happened during the pandemic? We had saved a lot of money.
Yeah. I had two kids. I was spending money during the pandemic.
Stop saying. Please stop telling these folks that you had 2 kids. You did not have 2 kids.
I miss you, baby. Come back home. Pepe and Zig, Daddy coming to see y'all this weekend. I got visitations.
He does not mean that. That was a very toxic situation.
I'm not gonna do that.
Shout out to all them toxic couples out there.
I'm not gonna do that. I love you. We talked the other day.
That's great.
I love that. That's girl. Amazing. If you're listening, I love you.
That's amazing. But y'all together is toxicity.
Maybe we would have had some pretty babies too.
But it would have been toxic.
Speaking of pretty babies, to my ex that used to stay in Houston. I miss you, baby. I'm coming home.
Diary of a Lonely Black Man.
Let me tell y'all something, man. I am in love with the thought of love.
He is.
Speaking of love, Abs, if you're listening to this,
another.
This one goes out to you. I'm coming home, baby. I'm sorry.
You gonna come? So you just gonna come home to everybody? Which home shall this be? Because
wherever I lay my hat was my home. I'm a Rolling Stone. Come on.
I doubt that you're gonna be able to have this home.
I'm David Ruffin.
With everybody that you these are the temptations. With everybody that you coming home to, I don't think this home. Maybe you gonna go to India or Africa, or
African tribe,
wherever.
Utah. Is it legal in Utah? I just know it's Mormons out there. Mormons to be having multiple wives.
I'm pretty sure it's.
That means I don't know. Let me stop talking shit
in the United States.
For somebody come out here and cancel my ass. Talking about
this is the cancel culture. Let's talk about the cancel culture.
Oh shit.
Because we just had a conversation. Something recently came up. Monique said that, to the young sisters.
Hold on. Let me say this. Me and Walt both love black women.
For sure.
We don't hate our mothers.
Love them.
We're not gay. What else do you hear when you say something in a constructive way?
We're not hating. We love to build up black women. Yeah.
All the stuff that you gonna run down when you hear this, it's not true. I love you. Matter of fact, to my ex that's living in North Carolina,
we just gonna shout out all of them. Huh? I'm coming.
Coming home. Baby.
You gonna shout out all of them? No, but she said, when you step out in the public, you know,
try to look decent.
Respect yourself.
Yes.
I think, and maybe the delivery was wrong. Maybe she used bonnet, and people got offended, or young ladies that wear bonnets got offended But I think
I got a feeling when they stepped out of her. Anyway, I didn't say that.
I think the message was in the right place, and I think it was coming. I don't think it was coming from a place of
It wasn't hateful. It wasn't condescending or anything like that.
And I think that's true. And that's not only I don't feel like that's only for the young ladies. I feel like that's for us as a culture. I feel like we should have respect for ourselves anytime we step out.
I used to hear it all the time. Walking out the house in my house shoes. In your Debos. Walking out do-rag or your what's the politically correct term for the undershirt?
Your muscle shirt.
Muscle shirt. Yeah. A shirt. I was gonna say the beater, but I don't want people thinking that I beat on them. Matter of fact, when we talk about beating people, shout out to my I'm
coming home.
I'm coming home. Don't beat me no more.
Don't beat me. I'm coming. He's coming home to all of them. Okay. I don't know where this home. I hope this home
it's a compound.
I hope this is Rick Ross' home because I hope this is the Coming to America 2 home because you're gonna need a lot of rooms for all the ones you're coming home to. But so I think sometimes, and I feel like that would be a part of the cancel culture. I think people trying to cancel her behind that, and I think we got to be so in this. I feel like this day and age, we just too soft as.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely can see that. And everything that's being canceled doesn't need to be canceled.
Right.
Some of it's an overreaction to a lot of this stuff.
I'm still canceling Cracker Barrel, but that's just a side note.
Speaking of Cracker Barrel,
I'm coming home.
I'm coming home.
But I think sometimes we need to stop looking at it as everybody's trying to criticize or all criticism isn't bad, right?
No,
you have constructive criticism and you have things that you can take from people. If you get to a point to where nobody can tell you anything,
there's something wrong with that.
Number one is something wrong, and I feel like you're in a state of ignorance. I feel like you're the audacity, the audacity to think that you cannot be told anything. So I think sometimes we should take a look at what's being told to us and look at how it's being told to us, because she didn't come out and say, "Oh, you motherfuckers," she didn't, and we know Monique can, she's a comedian, so she didn't come out and say, you sorry or sleazy motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? She came out, and I felt like it was in a very respectful manner. I think it came from a place of
some auntie love.
Yeah, baby, I feel like it was.
Baby, let me holler at you real quick.
And especially from somebody successful, I would want, if I was in that position and somebody just pulled me to the side and just wanted to have a conversation with me and say, hey, as a successful person, this is what I see and this is what I feel like you could change or you could portray. I would listen. I would accept that.
See, the thing is, with this generation and the generations behind us, I think we've gotten to the point where we don't value our elders' advice anymore because we think it's outdated. I've been on Red Pill,
and a little
YouTube
of it. Some of it is, but that's not all of it.
It's like shut the hell up. You know what we doing. But on the other side of everything, some things are outdated and some things have to change. But I think we got to find that balance between the two. Because I would say in the whole, we've lost our way. I say it like that. We don't hold true to the standards and the traditions that we used to. Some good, some bad, but it's just not the same anymore.
Yeah, and I think we get to a point to where we don't hold each other accountable either.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the biggest thing, and one of the things that we do all the time, in our friendship is, when either of us get into a place that we're wrong.
Yeah.
you can tell me that I'm wrong, or I can tell you that you're wrong, or I feel like you tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gonna argue about it, but we gonna hear it.
We definitely gonna argue about it, especially when it comes to the toxicity of, of somebody. But
Speaking of toxic, but let me
coming home.
I'm not coming out with the toxicity no more. But let me tell you, toxic women, they got that fire. That fire. Lord.
This has been the
But just bouncing just quick off that subject. You tell me about that studying like a motherfucker. Let me tell y'all, this that yak.
That is not the name of the show.
Do you have friends that do not like your significant other, but don't tell you until y'all break up, and they be like, "Yeah, I saw that wasn't gonna work out. That wasn't you."
Well,
like, why you tell me the shit?
I think
because I love love.
I think it depends on how you approach the situation, and I think it depends on the type of relationship that you have. When y'all was going through y'all little, situation, I was just like, I support it, but at the same time, I knew it wasn't.
Spit all over this damn laptop.
I knew it wasn't at the place that both of you were, and it's not. It's definitely not just you, or it's definitely not just her. At the place that both of y'all were in life, I feel like y'all both needed growth. Y'all both needed to realize both of your worth individually before you could even bring that to a relationship. And I think ultimately that is what led to it being a toxic situation, because both of y'all were looking for validation or looking for acceptance in each other when y'all wasn't even accepting yourselves.
I almost shouted. Woo. Yeah, and that's definitely something I worked on during the pandemic. Was a lot of self-improvement, self-value, and stuff like that. I came to the realization. That's the word. Yeah. The realization.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. It's that yak. That I didn't value myself as much as I did, and I was kind of seeking that approval through some extracurricular activities. I'll just say that, and thinking that's the only thing I had of value to offer people. I'm okay. We'll talk about that another day. Yeah.
Dark days, huh?
Real dark days. Dark days. Casting a shadow out there. Matter of fact.
Bye-bye.
Pitch intense. Goodness gracious.
But yeah, to answer your question, I think, it all depends. It all depends on where it comes from, because, sometimes people are in a relationship and they don't want to hear anything about the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to look at who it's coming from. You got to look at where it's coming from. If it's coming from somebody that's just trying to throw salt in the game or just hating on what you got, then you got to be able to assess that. Or, if it's coming from a malicious place of jealousy or envy, then you got to be able to assess that. But if, somebody that genuinely cares about you and is all for you, seeing you win, pulls you to the side and says, some of the things that's going on right now. Yeah,
we really be drinking on here, y'all.
We definitely pouring up over here. But yeah, some of the things that's going on, it's not you. It's not, and not necessarily you're changing, but it's a detriment to what you have going on. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it just comes to that. Like I said, it gets to a place of toxicity, and you have to recognize that. You have to accept it sometimes, or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You can not accept it.
Bitch, I leave.
You can, you know what I'm saying? You can not accept it, and 6 months down the line, you're gonna come to that realization in the first place. But
that was a good one.
As a true friend, I feel like you should be able to have those conversations.
Definitely. I'd never think that I'm too good for someone's advice, whether it be older, younger. If they see something from the outside that you don't see because you just got those blinders on, it's definitely good to have those friends that keep it real with you.
Because this is
I feel like that because when I'm talking on this microphone, just
murdery. Oh man! Shout out to the older.
Yeah, man. Y'all check on y'all older folks, man. They
man.
They got tons of stories and good times.
Yeah, man. Especially after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because just think about how hard it was for us.
Yeah.
To survive during the pandemic, and think about somebody, that is retired or may not already may not get to see a lot of people. And then you get to this point to where they're at high risk or they're high risk in this situation, and even
a lot of their
more
friends.
so, a lot of their friends are passing away, and even more so, they can't get out and just do the normal things that they used to do because they have to take into consideration that they are high risk. So y'all check on grandma and grandpa, your aunties, and maybe your parents for
sugar mamas, sugar daddies, cougars.
I don't think they was checking on them in the first place.
I hope so.
Just trying to get them.
Let me ask you this. Why we talking about that cougars and stuff like this? Whoa.
That cool.
When you lost your virginity, was it to an older woman?
No.
Okay.
No. That's a story for another day, but it was definitely my high school sweetheart.
Okay.
It was a real cliche-ish type situation.
Yeah, playing Ready or Not in the background.
Bye-bye.
And everything.
No, it was prom.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was real cliche,
I didn't
bro.
get my prom night.
It was real cliche. But
Speaking of prom night, shout out to my ex.
I'm coming home.
She's in Dallas now, but she's a socialite. I'm coming home. Saw that picture. You had your thighs out, and they was looking
not the thighs,
real good.
Not the thighs.
She's a Nigerian queen. We may need to try that again, just in case.
Tried to break IG, huh? With the thighs.
Come on. Shout out to my chugga. Never could pronounce the last name, but shout out to you. You know who you are. Coming home.
Yo, if this nut says I'm coming home one more time, somebody, we need a realtor out there. Can a realtor find him a home to come?
Speaking of realtors, Sheila,
to come home to.
If you're single, I'm coming home.
Bye.
Nah, I tried to holler at her once, and she kind of curved me in the club.
I don't know who she is, so we gonna keep.
You know who she is. She went to PV.
Shout out to HBCUs.
Shout out to HBCUs, UTD.
So, goodbye.
1969. If you're nasty. If you're nasty.
Bye. So what? As we come to the end of our happy hour, what are we looking forward to in the future, man? What is in the future?
In the future, you talking about for me or just for the podcast?
For the podcast.
I was about to say, in my future, I'm coming home. That's what. When I get off here, I'm about to call my ex because I'm feeling the liquor and I'm about to make bad mistakes. But
toxic.
In the future, man, I think just leveling up, man. I'm on my Kevin Samuels.
You about to get canceled.
I'm a high dollar band, high value band.
You about to get canceled.
No, other than that, man, I'm just trying to figure this thing out. We call life. For the podcast, I think we can do great things. This is our first episode.
This is the first episode. This has been a great episode.
Yeah,
man.
we just kicking it, but that's what we said we was gonna do anyway. So it just comes natural. Between us talking and stuff, and I think we can build on this and build the fan base and get their ideas and see if they want to hear what we got to say about a certain topic. That's the 2 Cents You College, y'all. Y'all can hashtag that in the Instagram comments.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely have the You Call It segment, which is where we will take for now, since we're not live, We'll take comments from our YouTube channel and our Instagram, and you can ask us a question or you can comment on something that we've said. You call it. So
Yeah.
that's your time to have it read on the podcast. We'll take some time out.
Yeah.
To just kind of engage with our fans. But I think this has been a phenomenal first episode. I definitely look forward to continuing this podcast. I look forward to the topics that we have on here because I know we got some people out there that's already been wanting to hit us with topic ideas and questions. So
Definitely.
I think,
Speaking of ideas,
I think it's gonna be a good one. Hope everybody out there follows our IG 2 Cent Podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For now, that is where you can get all our videos, all of our audio and content.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're gonna move to a podcast, a streaming service, so you'll be able to catch us there. But for now, just hit us up on IG and YouTube for happy hour. And we look forward to engaging with everybody.
Now, third host.
Maybe
We still looking?
we might be still looking for. We gonna get it off the ground, and we might be. But we
third
will.
host is doing Hands Across America.
Bye. Nah, but we will be having a lot of guests on the show. We'll be getting it won't only be us. We'll be getting different perspectives from different people, and we just gonna keep drinking because I'm starting to feel the 1792.
So we're gonna start drinking 30 minutes before we start recording.
Yeah.
And then we'll be completely belligerent by the time we get to the hour mark.
But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying to the end. You can do whatever you want. That's just our 2 cents on everything. And cheers. Everybody have a good one.
All right, y'all. Check you out later.
Coming home.
Coming home.